We've got some terrible news to take a look at here today involving the New York Rangers' arguably best center and overall one of their top players so far this season, Filip Chytil, who has sustained another upper body injury, and it seems like it very likely is obviously concussion problems, which he has had quite a few of those in the past, so this is really not a good sign at all. He ended up sustaining this injury in Thursday night's game against the San Jose Sharks after a collision with his own teammate, K'Andre Miller. And K'Andre has not had a great season here, and obviously after that, things definitely haven't gotten any better. So this really sucked for the Rangers and Filip Chytil, as he, like I said, has been one of their top players. And with our center depth not being that great, Chytil being in the lineup is such a important thing. And obviously with him now out of the lineup, it seems like things are definitely not looking great for the Rangers. They're definitely not in an ideal situation. So in today's video, we're really going to kind of dive into this Filip Chytil injury here, kind of take a look at which player was called up to help kind of fill that spot and kind of missing gap in this team now with Chytil presumably gone for a bit, as well as kind of take a look at how good the other Rangers centers have been, take a look at some center depth here, and take a look at some stats as well. And before we begin this video and really start diving into the Filip Chytil injury kind of update / news that we have received, as well as, the player that got called up and all that good stuff as well surrounding Filip Chytil and the Rangers, I just want to let you all know that if I sound a little off in today's video, it is because I'm sick. I'm feeling pretty much as bad as K'Andre Miller has been playing so far this season, so that's why I may sound a little off. Let's take a look here at a little update from Vince Mercogliano as he posted on X saying Chytil is not practicing today, being, Saturday yesterday, and won't be traveling with the team today, per source. They're not ruling out Chytil joining the team later in the trip from what I'm told, but it depends how he progresses. It's a delicate situation, as you might imagine, and that's obviously true. I mean, concussions and head issues and stuff like that, you got to take it very, very serious, because at that point, it's not just about his, playing career, it's about his long-term health as well. I mean, a lot of players in all sorts of different sports have, suffered some big issues with concussion problems and head trauma and all that kind of stuff there. So, it is about his long-term health as well. But, talking about the Rangers side of things here and the hockey side here, he's going to be a massive loss. And the bright side here is it does seem like it's not some, clearly massive problem here or massive injury, as there is a chance, obviously, from what Vince said, that he could return at some point throughout this upcoming 4-game road trip, which does begin, Sunday against Seattle, when you'll be seeing this video, against the Kraken there, and then it ends next Saturday in Edmonton against the Oilers. So it does seem like there is a chance that we could see him come back within the next week or so, although it's not guaranteed and definitely, not 100% certain. We'll have to wait and see and kind of how he progresses throughout the next few days and stuff like that. But at least there is a chance that we could see him back within the next, 2, 3, 4 games or so, which is a little bit nice to see there. But obviously, it's still not great that he's going through more of these concussion problems and head injuries and all that kind of stuff there, because that really is not good for his long-term playing career and long-term health outside of hockey as well. And we've got another update here from Vince Mercogliano as well, as he posted on X saying, as expected, Johnny Brodzinski has taken Chytil's place between Will Cooley and Kaapo Kakko on that third line, which is really no surprise there. The fourth line center will be Sam Carrick, and then you've got for that kind of 1-2 punch there of Zibanejad and Trocheck. So it's unfortunate. Chytil's a big loss for this team. That third line has been cooking this year. Cooley and Chytil especially have been amazing on that third line. Kakko's been solid, but definitely losing Chytil here will be a massive downgrade, but Brodzinski will hopefully be able to come in here and have a decent impact on that third line. And with Chytil's injury, the Rangers have decided to call up a forward from the Hartford Wolfpack in the AHL to kind of help fill that gap. And the forward is center Jake Leschyshyn, who is a decent kind of call-up guy here. Obviously hasn't had the best career so far when he's been called up with the Rangers at the NHL level, but in the AHL, he's been a decent forward for them. So I think it's a fine call up here. Wouldn't have been my first choice, but obviously I'm not the head coach here or a manager or any kind of place to really be making these decisions for the Rangers, so I don't get to pick, but Leschyshyn is a fine player, but definitely has not been great, I would say, when he has been called up and been playing with the Rangers so far in his NHL career with them. And unfortunately, this is not the first time we have seen Filip Chytil miss time due to a concussion, as last season, for example, he ended up missing 72 games in the regular season and quite a few in the playoffs as well, due to a concussion that he sustained in game number 10 of the 2023-2024 season, last season, in a game against the Carolina Hurricanes in a collision with former New York Ranger Jesper Fast. So a very unfortunate one there. Missed a ton of time last season, 72 games in the regular season there, quite a few games in the playoffs there, and obviously wasn't able to make as much of an impact as he probably could have if he was, played the most part of last season there and didn't come into it, pretty cold there into the playoffs. So really unfortunate there for the Rangers and Chytil as well. He missed a lot of time last season, and so far is obviously off to a pretty great start with this team to begin this season. Has been one of the team's best players, arguably the best center, I would say probably the best center, and really and truly just has been able to have a really good impact on this team. But obviously with this injury now, that might slow things down, which is not ideal for this team, who definitely do lack some center depth on this squad. And the all-around game from what we've seen so far from Filip Chytil, I think is going to be a big loss for this New York Rangers team. Not obviously just offensively, kind of what he's done so far this season. He's got 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 total points, and 7 of those 9 points have been scored at even strength, which is, a big thing for this team as well. He's also a plus 11, and he has, I think, played a really great just all-around game, not obviously just offensively, but defensively as well. Now, the one and really kind of only, negative to his game is the face-off. So far this season, he has a 39.6 face-off win percentage, which obviously is not great, but other than that, I think he's just an all-around really great centerman. He's at a 0.6 points per game so far this season, and I think has truly been, arguably the best New York Rangers center so far this season, and definitely has been one of the better players on this team so far as well. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, definitely hit that like and subscribe button for a ton more New York Rangers content. And also definitely comment down below your thoughts on Filip Chytil and this injury and how big of a loss you think he is going out, obviously injured, as well as how do you think Brodzinski is going to do in that third line role, kind of replacing Filip Chytil. Obviously, he's not going to do quite as good, but will hopefully still have a pretty decent impact.